Hey everybody, Star 6 Wars 1 here, and welcome to the next Fullmetal Alchemist month video. For this one, we are going to be taking a look back at Conqueror of Shamballa, the Fullmetal Alchemist movie meant to be an epilogue to the original 2003 series. Now, this is a movie that is very polarizing. I find a lot of people either really love or really hate this movie. And once you've seen it at least once, you can kind of see why. However, I've seen it multiple times now. So, what do I think? Is it a good movie or is it a bad movie? Well, let's find out. First up, the story. The story is by far the biggest problem of the movie. Now, I'm kind of jumping the gun with this one because I honestly do not like the story in many regards, and I really can't explain why here without going into major, if not massive, spoilers. So I'm going to avoid that for this video. But to summarize, there's a lot of things about the story I don't like. The pacing can be all over the place. Sometimes it can be kind of slow, sometimes it can be really fast. It flows nicely after a while, but it stumbles a little bit in the beginning. I honestly do think that there are a few moments where it's like nothing too major happens. And honestly, I feel the ending is rushed. And that's not even going into my spoilers, which I've got many other problems with that. But we'll get into that in another video. But for now, all I can say with the story is, yeah, I don't like it. Sorry, but it's true. I don't like the story of Conqueror of Shamballa that much. But that's just me. Next up are the characters, and they're a stronger point than the story, but they have some problems of their own. I do have to admit, I really like the development and character resolutions to the story here. My major problem with it is there are several characters that do not get the focus that I think should have. Like, Roy Mustang does not get the focus I think he should have been given. I don't think certain characters do. I think the problem is a lot of characters I think should have, didn't, and that's the main problem with it. I wish I could say more, but yeah, that's the major problem with it. And while some characters are done great, others are just underdeveloped and just eh. So honestly, the characters are a bit of a mess too. Next up is the animation. This is one of the best parts of the movie by far. I love the creativity of having the R world look dull and gray, just not very interesting looking, and taken almost from Ed's perspective, whereas the Amestris is more bright and colorful, taken more from Al's perspective. I think it's a really nice animation choice if that was intentional. I'm not sure if it was, but if it wasn't, oh well, I saw it that way. Also, what I'm going to give it is, it looks just as good, if not in some places better than the original series. And that's a pretty big accomplishment. Overall, the animation is top notch, and I give them that much. Next up is the music. The OST in general is a bit more on the debatable side. I'm not going to lie to say I think it's kind of forgettable at some points, but has some really good tracks in others. I'm going to say it probably doesn't hold up to either series' OST, but at least I'll give it this much. It's a good OST, just not great like the series is. Now, that's not to say anything about the ending credits theme, Lost Heaven, which I really love. And I just had to give that special mention because I love that theme to death. The opening I could take or leave, to be honest. Now, should you go with this one sub or dub? Kind of like in my last review of 2003, this is definitely one of the best dubs because it has the entire original cast for it. So I would say definitely the dub again. But if you want to watch it sub, go right ahead, if that's your personal preference. But honestly, I always go dub. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I've been dreading to rewatch this film. Every time I've rewatched it, I find that I like it less and less. And this time, in many ways, is no exception. I admit that I did have my doubts about it being the way I would think it would be, of losing more of its likability this time around while watching it, until the ending. I know I mentioned briefly before, but the ending is why I cannot fully recommend Conqueror of Shamballa. There is a lot gone wrong with the ending for me, and I absolutely loathe it. And I'm going to be very honest here. Because of that, Conqueror of Shamballa comes off as one of the weakest entries in the Fullmetal Alchemist lore. I'm not kidding. The ending is terrible. But again, I'll get into that in a different video, but overall, Conqueror of Shamballa has a lot of strong points, and it's really sad because I think the ending completely ruins the movie for me, and ultimately makes it almost pointless, which is a damn shame since this is a good movie in many respects. But unfortunately, this is bound to happen, but I don't like it as much as I used to. And honestly, I can only recommend it to fans of the series. So if you like the original series, though, be cautious of the ending. I give Fullmetal Alchemist Conqueror of Shamballa a 7 out of 10. The ending destroys any chance of it being a great score. However, I think the characters, animation, and music are enough to save the movie to an extent. But again, I only recommend it to fans of the series. Anyways, that's all from me. This has been Star 6 Wars 1, and I'll see you guys next time.